quarter, our last 2023 networking and partnership meeting for Affluence Financial Fitness for Women magazine. I'm Candace, I'm the editor. Anita Renee Johnson, PhD candidate, is the publisher. Thank you so much for joining. We got a few people that's coming in still. So we'll give a couple of minutes, as we make some introductions before we jump right into things. So I just want to welcome everyone that's coming in. We have gotten started. This is our fourth quarter, our last networking partnership meeting, and we have this every quarter. We discuss the latest issue, we announce the newest cover person, and we talk a little bit more about the articles, give you an opportunity to hear from the writers of the magazine. They kind of expound on their latest article. And then we kind of talk a little bit about the next issue that will be out January 1st, New Year. So I'm excited. We're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, Pam. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys?
Good, good, good. Hi, Keisha. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, welcome. I'm excited that you all have joined. So let's just go right into it. So our latest issue featured, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and talk a little bit about the latest issue, which is right here. And if anybody would like to learn more, you have the QR code, and I'm gonna drop the link later. In the meantime, with everybody, yes, please, in the comment section, begin to drop your name, contact information, and what you do, because this is a networking partnership meeting. We're going to have an opportunity for everybody to get well acquainted and talk about your latest projects. But go ahead in the comment section and drop that, and I'll be dropping the link for the latest issue as well. And if you're not following the magazine, please take an opportunity to go on Facebook and follow Affluence Financial Fitness for Women magazine, as well as Money Wisdom for Women, because we are often dropping a lot of nuggets just throughout the quarter. For the promotion of the magazine, we drop a lot of nuggets. But we released this issue in October, and it was for Cancer Awareness Month. And so we had on the cover Dr. Reverend Tammy Denise, which is the co-founder of Carrie's Touch, a 501c3 nonprofit breast cancer organization. And we have a little snippet that we're going to play a little later on of the interview between Anita and Dr. Reverend Tammy. And so Anita will be able to expound a little bit on that. But one thing that I found very interesting about the cover article, which I based off of that interview, was the research that was done into Black women due to Dr. Reverend Tammy's involvement, in her own story. And I just felt like that was like very big, to be involved in that. And if you would like to learn more, I definitely encourage you to go check out that podcast, because they really discussed a lot of different things. So Anita, when you open the pages of this issue, one of the first pages you run into is the publisher's letter. So Anita, I didn't know if you wanted to take the time to talk a little bit about that.
Thank you, Candace, boss lady. I always say that. When Dr. Reverend Tammy and I have been friends for at least a good 30 years. And she was in a lot of she's instrumental in starting cancer uh, centers, I believe, in Africa. I don't know exactly which one, but she's really a very advocate for cancer, for Black women in cancer, because there was not a lot of research done on that, and it's a different kind of cancer, or something she was telling me about it, and you could actually hear it in the podcast. But we talked about the financial struggles that Black women may have when they're diagnosed with cancer, getting to the doctor, getting the right diagnosis, and getting the right treatment. And that was one of her issues when she received the news that she had cancer, is getting the right diagnosis and getting the right. And that's the reasoning for her starting or beginning Carrie's Touch, which is for everyone, but mostly it is geared towards African American women. And so I was really excited to interview her and find out all the new, uh, uh, some of the research that she had done. And I'm excited that she was able to be a cover person and also the podcast. So she can give us and anybody that may be, suffering with trying to find the right diagnosis, the right doctor, the right place, all of this to go for their cancer treatment. So thanks, Candace.
Absolutely. So I'm going to share my screen one more time, and I'm getting ready to drop the link for you all. Let me stop sharing 1 second because I know I got to share with sound for this particular clip. But I did drop the Mad Cloud link for the latest issue. Please share it out as well. There's a way that you can purchase a printed copy as well as a digital copy. And so I definitely encourage you to do that. So let me try to do this one more time as far as sharing my screen to make sure I do sound. And so I want to share this small clip from the podcast, and I'm going to go find the link as well and put that in there and share that out. And definitely, I think it's definitely no more than an hour. So it's a good listen for in the morning, but I'm gonna play a short clip. Do y'all hear anything? I don't hear nothing either. Hold on. Oh man, it done took me back to the very beginning. Y'all give me 1 second because I have no idea what I'm doing sometimes. Is everybody still there? Can y'all hear me? Dr. Christie is coming in. I'm gonna stop sharing until I get myself back in my position, and we'll just move forward with the next portion. But I would really love for you all to check out the money for what is it, the Finding My Financial Voice podcast, the latest one with the cover woman on there. And you can go back and check out a lot of the contributors interviews and previous cover persons interviews, and they're very interesting. There's a lot of different resources under this umbrella if you're looking for meaningful financial conversations. So, hello, Dr. Christie. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you to everyone that's dropped their information. Thank you, Dr. Kevin. Anita, thank you, Pam. Yep, thank you for dropping your information. Even our guests, if we're looking to network, drop your links to your social media, drop your links to your websites. So please, this is definitely a networking opportunity. So you want to, before the end, you want to put your information in there so that we can all connect. So let's jump right into the articles that came out, and we're just going to elaborate. Now, this latest issue dealt with medical crisis. Anybody want to expound on the responses they received from the article or any thoughts that they had afterwards? Sometimes you write and then after the fact you kind of think of some things. Any of the contributors want to just jump in and expound a little?
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and jump in. So I did my article was about really making sure you take advantage of your employer benefits, especially during financial crisis. Open enrollment is going, hot and heavy, I guess, during this time of the year. So really having people look at and know exactly what they have in terms of their employer benefits before something happens. A lot of times you're kind of blindsided or surprised when the year rolls around, January 1st, your prescriptions may have changed, things change, and you weren't not aware of it. So sometimes people let their benefits just kind of let it ride and never revisit them until they have to or they need them. And then they're, like I said, rudely awakened for that. So I talked a lot about making sure you understand your workplace benefits up and down as far as you know. And if you need help, really contact the HR, or if you have a financial professional, having that person walk you through your benefits.
Absolutely. And so I wanted to kind of show just a little preview of Pamela's article. You get to see a little behind the scenes. I did enjoy, putting it together. And so I always love Pam's articles because they're going to be very informational, like the vantage point that she took for this topic. I felt like that was really good because a lot of us get our employee handbook and they go somewhere, who knows, somewhere where we can't find when we actually need it. And so, it's a reminder to definitely know that. And since this article has gone out, I've spoken with a few people that needed, to access their employee benefits for mental health reasons. And I'm like, we're talking about things. I'm like, well, find out what your employer has available, and they were able to take off time and get paid, and they never would have known that they were able to do that. So it is important to know and not wait until you're in that crisis moment. So thank you, Pam, for that. So, oh, Anita.
I have a question, Pam. This may or may not be in your article, but where in their employer part of their handbook or whatever it is, they should or their medical, that should a person look to make sure what the percentage is of what's covered. Because I just went through this whole thing. I will be 65 on Tuesday.
Early birthday, yes.
Thank you. And I had to go through that whole Medicare, Medicaid thing.
Yeah.
And that thing, I started way back in August, September, trying to find something. And so, because I know that, I have asthma. And so not only can you not breathe in your chest, you can't breathe when you see the bill. Right?
Yeah, definitely takes your breath away.
Yeah, it'll take your breath away, right? And luckily for me, things are covered. But where should one look to make sure things are covered in there, and especially when it comes to women, because insurance is really life insurance. All those insurance are really higher for a woman than it is for a man. Sorry, Dr. Kevin, but but where should one look for that?
Yeah. So in most people's employee handbook, it'll be a summary of the benefits. Their disability, how much life insurance they will receive, their health benefits, And then, digging really deep with their health benefits is really just calling your provider or your carrier and get a what they call a scope of benefits. And they'll walk you through, this is how much your copays are going to be. This is what's covered for hospital or your doctors and things like that. So digging a little bit deep into your medical, but for the most part, your employee handbook will have basic kind of an executive summary of how much you would get percentage wise for your disability. Most employers is generally about 66% of your salary, maybe one times your salary for basic life insurance, unless you decided to increase it. And then, your sick days, your long-term disability, your short-term disability, how much that's going to cover for the most part. So getting that general summary, but for the medical costs, really looking at your provider to see what they cover and what they don't cover. Um, I do Medicare as well, and it's very complicated for, like I'm glad that you started earlier, Dr. Anita, because man, that thing is, very complicated. And unfortunately, when people age into Medicare at 65, nobody's really there to guide. It's just, hey, here's Medicare.gov, go on there, try to figure it out. Good luck. Type of thing. So really understanding Medicare covers about 80%. There's a 20% co-insurance that people aren't aware of. So Medigap or Medicare supplement is something that additional that you would need. So really understanding what you're responsible for. Like I said, you don't want any nasty surprises when you go to the pharmacy for the first time and they, the medicine you had talked about, Anita, being okay, my asthma medicine usually costs me $20, but now I'm on this new plan and now they're asking for $300. That's a big difference. And so you want to make sure you're not making, choices on am I going to eat or am I going to get my asthma medicine when you're right there. So you want to know that ahead of time so you can plan accordingly. And then perhaps maybe, a health savings account or a flexible savings account for those things that are not covered. So just knowing ahead of time is really getting a summary of what you have.
Absolutely. So I'm thank you, Victoria, for your response into the comment section. And Pam, do you mind talking a little bit about yourself and your experience with writing with the magazine?
Yes. Pam Sams, and I've been a practicing financial advisor for the last, it'll be 22 years in January. Really focused on financial wellness, primarily for women. But I also do have gentlemen that I have in my practice as well. Gosh, I don't even remember how long I've been writing for the magazine. It's been several years. Definitely been a fun ride. The topics have been very interesting, and it allows me to really go in and elaborate on some of the things that people just aren't aware of. And so it gives me a chance to expound a lot. So I really appreciate the opportunity to really share in the magazine as a contributor.
Absolutely. I love your voice. Like I said, you're very informational. I don't know if that's even a word, but I just feel like with every topic, I can tell that you have a lot of knowledge and maybe not a lot of opportunity to get those full thoughts out. And
Mm-hmm.
you use the space beautifully in the magazine and in your column to do that. So you guys
Mm-hmm.
definitely have to check it out. Because I look forward to reading your articles and I do learn. And then I look around and I'm like, wow, I use Pam's knowledge. Kind of
That's
help.
what it's there for. That's what
I
it's there
see
for. And really,
it.
easy to understand. I usually like to conclude the articles with some steps on, hey, this
Right.
is what you need to go do. So people won't, into the of course the meat of the article, but those action items that they can go do. Review this, do this, go, go here, or go there. So
Right.
people can have that as a guide. They have information, like you said, informational that they can use.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you. So, Dr. Kevin, I want to share my screen and go ahead, jump into your article Building Financial Resilience, a strategic guide to navigating medical crises. So since writing the article and having it go out, has there been any new revelation for you?
I don't know that they're new revelations. It's just I think the main points of the article have become more concrete in my mind. What I really push in the article or stress in the article is the importance of preparation, planning, and adaptability when preparing for any emergency, more especially medical emergencies. Um, you know, in the preparation part, the key is if you have medical concerns that you know of already, right? Take those into account, right? Start accounting for, hey, what should I do if, you know, I experience the worst case scenario of this? What can I do, right? And those are the known knowns that you can account for, right? And from there you start to build up a plan and acquire resources and set yourself on a path so that you can have resources when or if the worst comes to pass. And the adaptability part is because you cannot anticipate everything that may happen. You build in flexibility into your system. So if there's a snowstorm coming, for example, and you know you need medicine, instead of going to get you know, a week supply, get a month supply, right? It just gives you flexibility in case things don't turn out how you expect. So that's what I push and that's what I advocate.
Absolutely. And this is the formula for Dr. Kevin's column. You're going to get a strategy. You're going to get a guide. It's going to be very thorough. So if you need a system, Dr. Kevin's column is for you, seriously. So thank you, Dr. Kevin. I really, admire your voice and what you bring to the magazine as well. I'm serious. You know, what the information that goes out quarterly in the magazine is something, and I know it may sound corny. I know it may, but it's something that can be discussed around the dinner table. It's something that should be discussed around the dinner table, and it should be made normal to discuss these things and to bring them up with families, even now during the holidays. We know our family members, the older ones that are going through certain things. This is information to provide for them that they would not know. Checking into their health benefits, having a plan for a medical crisis, and not waiting until something happens and no one is prepared. So, I know it sounds corny. I don't know when it became corny, but this is the types of things that we have to incorporate back into conversations with our families and just making it normal. Um, I do have a question before we move forward, and Dr. Cece, I would love for you to chime in on this as well. In dealing with finances, and in your fields, do people come right when they're in these crises? What have been some of your personal experiences with advising your clients, and just what have been some worst case scenarios and best case scenarios?
So I have had a number of clients who have come to me in crisis. Um, and for the approach I take, the unfortunate truth is there's not always an easy way out once you're in crisis. We can't always find an optimal solution. What we can do is start making steps, towards recovery and prevention in the future. But you know, it's a reality, right? Because in my circles, at least up until recently, this wasn't discussed, and you didn't think about it often. And you know, now I'm starting to see that change where people are starting to talk about it and they are starting to be prepared. And even with you being prepared, unfortunately, sometimes the unexpected really is just unexpected, and there's no preparing for it, right? I don't think anybody saw COVID coming, for example, right? But there were things you could have had in place to make it more bearable. And so those are the things we try to prepare for. So,
Absolutely. Thank you. Pam, did you want to expound on
Yeah,
that?
I mean, definitely, like Dr. Kevin said, my philosophy as an advisor is to prepare for the certainty of uncertainty because it's going to happen.
like that.
And unfortunately, like you said, Dr. Kevin, people come to us when it gets bad, when they're in the crisis, unfortunately. And I always say, you have this many options, but when you're in crisis, you have this many options. So if you came to me before, we would have had a better game plan. But unfortunately, if you come, in crisis, you're limited in terms of your options. And like you said, you can only really prepare and recover, and then let's say make sure we have a strategy moving forward from there. So really, educating people to not come to professionals in crisis, try to have a strategy or game plan beforehand.
Absolutely.
I'll add one more thing to piggyback off of Pam. Um, Another thing that I've experienced, and this isn't so much crises, but I've had a lot of potential clients say, once I get my money together, I'm going to come to you for help.
Mm,
Which
Exactly.
is,
mm,
it's hilarious to me, right? Because if you have your money together, you don't need me,
Mhm.
right? There's nothing I can offer you if you have your money together, right? But I really want people to know, don't wait. You don't have to wait, right? If you want to make a change, if you want to get yourself together, consult a professional, even if it's just a consultation to see what they can offer. Consult the professional, start immediately, get help. And 9 times out of 10, they've had enough experience to have gone through these crises with others and help you anticipate things that on your own you may not have thought about because you don't have to see it every day. So
absolutely. Yep. Anybody else wanted to elaborate? Okay, well, we did have one more article to go out. That was JR's article. She was not able to be here tonight, but I did enjoy reading it. It was, Are you prepared for the unexpected? And as you can see, JR's voice is just as direct as her title. But she gave a lot of great facts. She kind of stuck with a breast cancer theme, gave a lot of facts on the realities of Black women dealing with breast cancer. So it was a very direct, in your face article. So the link is definitely in the chat if you would like to check out that. Okay, so we got one more person coming in. Awesome. I'm so excited for everyone that has come in. So we are moving towards our networking portion. I would love to learn more about the guests that have come in. If anyone, Victoria, Keisha, Cheo, Dr. Cheo, that come in, would like to introduce themselves and talk a little bit about, I see that let's see. Victoria says she's a registered nurse. So I know, even maybe being a registered nurse, you probably could speak about some medical crises and seeing people in emergency situations. If you would like to expound on it, this is definitely the opportunity. Hi, Dr. Cheo. Thank you for joining. How are you? You muted. You're muted. Let me see. Yeah.
Okay, what about now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry it took me some time to kind of get online. I was trying to do it from my cell phone or something, but it wasn't working. So
That's
yeah.
okay, no problem. Would you like to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your books?
Um, well, I mean, basically, I do credit restoration, and I was doing real estate for a while, and basically all of my books are pretty much about credit.
Okay.
So a lot of information that I put out is it's more to educate people as far as like how to clean your credit up.
All right. You guys look out for Dr. Cheo. You'll be seeing him in 2024, and that's all I'm gonna say right now. So definitely you'll be learning a lot more about him. So thank you so much for joining. Um I know we have some newer people in. It's okay if you're not wanting to speak. But this is the networking time. Okay, Keisha. Hi.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Keisha. First of all, thank you for this space. I seen you last minute on Eventbrite, and I just was like, well, it was like 5 minutes until it was time to come into the meeting. But I just want to say thank you for this. It's so beautiful to see such intellectual people that look like me. This space is rare and it is much appreciated. As I said in the comments, I am a student. I go to UNCG in the MFA program to become an actor. So I'm a creative now. I walked away from the medical scene in 2019. I was going to school for pharmacy, but I began to chase my passion, which is acting. So thank you all. I have taken away a lot of nuggets. Preparation is vital. Mr. Kevin, you said build a plan and acquire resources, strategizing. So this has been so helpful for me and my sister Victoria. So thank you all for this opportunity.
Yes, thank you. Good luck on,
Thank you.
your acting career. We had an
Yes,
actor
thank
on the
you.
cover, as a matter of fact, a few
Oh, look
issues
at
back. He's
that.
an actor. He's played in a few Tyler Perry shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say that maybe we might want to connect her with
Yeah,
who we had on the cover. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
Because there's a
Mhm.
mentor program that he has for
right.
actors.
Mhm.
Yes, I am interested.
Good.
Mentorship, I love to learn. So thank you.
Right, you're a part of the family now. You got to connect with us online. Money Wisdom for Women and Affluence. I'm gonna drop the link before we get out of here, so
Okay.
that way you could come in every quarter and we
Yeah.
just kind of recap. And there are a lot of good nuggets that come through. Like I have learned so much just being in this circle. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And like we
Thank
said,
y'all for adopting me.
yes. And hi, Victoria. Thank you for joining. Glad to see your beautiful faces.
Thank you for having me. It's the same. It was very last minute to be on tonight. My sister Keisha, she said, "Hey, are you busy?" And I had a few minutes. So I was like, what is it?" And so she put me on. I'm very, very thankful to be in this room. I am a registered nurse going on 5 years. My specialty is medical surgical. I've also done intermediate care. Currently, I am a home health nurse. So I took a break from the hospital setting just after COVID. It was a little overwhelming and I had to get away from the 12-hour shift and just to kind of recalibrate. I love what I do. I feel like it's a calling. And so I did not want to become that crabby nurse. So I just took a step backwards. And not necessarily backwards, just a different direction. I love the field of nursing. There are so many different avenues to explore. So I'm exploring home health at this moment, and I'm enjoying it very much. Been doing this a little over a year now. And so I also am a forever student. So I'm always looking for opportunities to learn and to grow. So I'm thankful, very thankful. When she sent me the email, she put actually submitted my email and I got the confirmation. I was like, oh my God, it's a lot of brown people like myself. I'm definitely interested to be in this room. Like, this is empowering. And so after hearing just a little bit from everyone, I'm excited and looking forward to connecting um, and just seeing more and hearing more from you all in the future.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining. I don't know if am I still sharing my screen or what? Is it? Because I cannot tell. Yes, no, maybe so. All of a sudden, my screen went blank. Am I sharing
Yes,
it?
you're still sharing. Yes.
Oh,
Is it?
okay. Well, so Victoria, I was gonna ask a quick question because we're talking about medical crises and you being in the healthcare field, what are some things that you see? Do you see people being prepared or, when things happen?
Oftentimes, no, unfortunately. And I heard earlier we kind of mentioned some talk on Medicare and Medicaid, and that is just there just isn't a lot of resources available to those that they don't know what's out there. Oftentimes, most of our patients, most of our clients, and so education is it's key in nursing, and it's our jobs as clinicians to educate our the people that we're advocating for, which is our patients, their families, just to kind of keep them up to date on what's going on and what's available to them. So I agree. Just looking at it a lot of times, even for those of us in the field, the language can be a little overwhelming. It may be just unusual, something we're not particularly aware of at that moment. Something we know the different aspects and the different topics in nursing, but there's usually we hone into one area and that's where we focus on until we move on to another area, and we kind of like just kind of get ourselves versed in the different areas of nursing. Mm-hmm. So it's important to kind of speak in layman's terms so that those that are outside of the medical field can understand.
Right, right. Okay. Well, once again, thank you and your sister for joining this evening. We have about 15 more minutes, and we did have an additional person come in. Heather, I didn't know if you were wanting to introduce yourself or speak for just a minute. Yes, no, maybe so.
Sure. But first of all, before I even introduce myself, I want to apologize for my tardiness and for my voice. I am a little under the weather, but I sound like Victoria because I did not want to miss tonight. So I called Candace and was like, "Girl, I'm under the weather," but I did not want to miss this opportunity to meet with you all and to see what type of space this is. Where again, all of these brown folks are together doing some great things. So I just love it. I love it. I'm Dr. Heather Lamb, and you all are tapping into my space. I have a home health care agency in Virginia. I actually live in Baltimore. I'm a full-time professor at Notre Dame University of Maryland. I have a doctorate in early child education, educational leadership, special education, whole lot of education stuff. But really, let me tell y'all, that's not even my true passion. My true passion is making people better and solving problems. So I wanted to, I met Candace, happenstancely, but we are working together on my first book outside of my dissertation, and it is called How Not to Be a People Pleaser. So even though I am partially in the medical field like Victoria, I'm loving it. I love to see people assisted in that physical space, and you're absolutely right. They're never ready, right? But us being caretakers, we make sure that they are ready. But nevertheless, so my passion is all about solving problems and getting people to where they need to be. And so I'm just getting around to that now at 47, figuring out it's not necessarily education, but it is the realm of teaching, but it's in the realm of teaching in the space of coaching and supporting. So How Not to Be a People Pleaser will be coming out around Valentine's Day. And it's definitely to empower folks to use their voice to be able to say no without regret and guilt. Because I think from a lot of trauma, a lot of just manipulation, and a lot of self-sabotage. We end up doing things and extending ourselves in ways that we shouldn't. And so we're going to talk it out and dig a little deep in order to make sure that we are, kind of making sure that we are servicing ourselves first so that we can service others. So that's me. Again, tapped into a whole lot of things in this lifetime. But again, your passion and your gift will always make room. So I'm coming on back to, supporting people in regards to how they think, how they reflect, and how they believe so that they can walk in their purpose and in their passion.
Absolutely. And you guys, y'all got to check out that book because I'm learning a lot. I am.
It's real. Look, it's real practical, y'all. I'm telling you, it's that real talk. It is that real talk, because we have to, again, we go through so much and we don't necessarily handle those things accordingly, and it affects every relationship that we have. And so, in order to be a better person, we have to tackle those things and then come out on top. So
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Yes. So you guys, we got about 10 or 12 minutes. And during this time, we definitely want you to put your information in the chat. Let's connect. Find your link in Facebook to your pages and drop it in the chat because that's what this is all about. We want you to connect with the contributors, Pam, Dr. Kevin, Dr. Christy. I don't know if she was still on here, but definitely connect with our publisher, Anita Renee Johnson. I dropped the Money Wisdom for Women Facebook page. I dropped the Affluence Magazine Facebook page. I dropped the Keisha, I dropped the issue with the actor. I dropped that issue in the chat. And I can definitely connect him with you for sure, for sure. So connect with the page, DM me, and I can definitely do that. So yeah, I'm excited about everyone that came in. This is something we do quarterly. So the next one will be towards April. Put your email addresses in there so we can make sure to send you the invite. Again, follow on Eventbrite. Follow on there so we can keep you posted because Anita does a lot of other events such as like Zen Money Yoga. So there's a lot of different.
It's financial fitness through Yin Yoga.
Yes. So some retreats getting ready to come up. Pam, did you have any events coming up, Dr. Kevin, Dr. Christy, that you all want to share?
Let's see. I am doing a Facebook Live on January 3rd. It's all about securing prosperity for 2024. So if you do connect with me on Facebook, I think I put it in there, but I'll put it again in there. You should receive the information when I go live on January 3rd on how to secure prosperity for 2024.
Awesome, awesome. Yep, thank you for dropping that. I'm following some people that's dropping their information in the chat. So I'm looking forward to connecting with everyone. We got about 10 more minutes left. So I want to talk really quickly about the next issue. So the next issue is complete, y'all. It's complete, it's done. And I know the contributors may be like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's done? So let me pull it up and show you all the next issue. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because we still have time for them to come out. So give me 1 second. Let me pull it up while I share my screen. Oh, goodness. And I will be dropping the link by email to everyone. So because it is available. It is available. So here is our next cover. And these are some familiar people. These are two contributors of the magazine, Dr. Kevin Walker and Dr. Christy Culpepper Walker, dynamic duo. JZB, let me stop. Just kidding. Finance and mental health. Just kidding. But I'm excited to lift them up and present them on the cover of January 2024 Fluence magazine. So, how do you all feel? I'm gonna stop sharing my screen really quick. Dr. Kevin, Dr. Christy, I have anything to share?
Yeah, so first of all, hey everybody. I was here, but then I wasn't here. It's been a very interesting day trying to divide yourself in between 3 different events at the same time, right?
Right.
But I am happy to see everybody. We are so excited about being on the cover, and I don't think we talked about this, Candace, but like when we first started writing for the magazine, that was one of my goals, was to get on the cover, right? So look at the Lord. Yes. So I am excited about us being a part of Affluence magazine. I'm excited about being able to bring a mental health perspective, right? And to work alongside, because Anita, right, does the behavioral work as well. So being able to show how mental health and our finances really do go hand in hand. And one of my passions is always the babies. So being able to also talk about how do our choices, how does our mental health, how does our finances impact our kids, right? And what is it that they are getting from what they're seeing from us? Because a lot of times we think it's about what they hear, but it's not. It's about what we're modeling, right? So how are we actually walking the walk and making sure that we're setting our kids up to be as successful as possible, all right? So I'm excited about being with you all for what I guess this past year. It's been a whole year now. All right. Yeah. It's been a whole year. So being a part, since last January, right? Yeah. So being a part for a year, and I'm excited to see where else God takes us.
Absolutely. So I know that was probably a surprise. We also have another cover person in the room. It's not ready and it won't be out until spring. But Dr. Chandler Ray. Oh, I hear something.
Background, you're not listening.
It's not this.
Oh, is somebody speaking? Oh, um, oh, okay. I guess he got off of mute a little bit. But anyway, he'll be on the cover later on in 2024. And so we'll come again and present that cover the same way we did for this New Year's January cover. I've dropped the link in the chat. So you all, it is available now. I'm super excited because they pack a punch when they attack a topic. I love the strategic side that we learned about today from Dr. Kevin. And then, of course, you get that mental health side, to just know the behaviors and the characteristics from Dr. Christie. So I really love how they come in from different angles to the things and the topics for the issue. So you guys, are there any last minute things that you would like to share from the publisher, soon to be PhD? And if all of the contributors, we just got a quick team meeting afterwards that I would love to chat with you all. But that does conclude our final 2023 quarterly. It's been a great year. I mean, honestly, next year we going even higher. We have a lot of great people that we getting ready to work with and announcing some new columns, I guess you could call it, that we're getting ready to do. So yeah, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for coming. You see, Candace does a great job So the magazine is what, about 7 years old now? And so Pam's been here a while. I've been here a while. And Candace has been here a while. So I'm grateful that I can leave it up to Candace and she takes care of it. And I don't have to macromanage because I don't like micromanaging.
Me either. That's why we work great together.
Yep, I don't like it. She says, "This what we gonna do?" And I say, "Oh, that sounds good. Okay, call me back."
Basically.
And I'm grateful to all the contributors as well. You guys have been here, and trust me, things are it's like every year something, or every quarter something accelerates, and we get
Great.
bigger and bigger and bigger. And so you'll be seeing more stuff with the magazine, and you'll be seeing with the whole new outlook. Candace has some stuff. Sometime I have to be like, okay, she finna do this now, right? And I'll be like, okay, that's fine. Go ahead, try it. But
And you see we being
it's a
tight-lipped.
great thing. It is. I think it's a great way to get yourself out, read some for our readership to go ahead and read the magazine, get some great information. Don't forget our landing page, Candace, don't forget to put the landing page in the chat too, where you can go and purchase it, whether it be digital or whether it be print. We got some really good stuff coming up, and I'm excited about it. So thank you for coming for the network. Make sure you come back next time, because we'll have the new stuff out, and you'll be really excited about what's coming up. I'm trying to tell you now. I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you. All right, then. I'm done, Candace. You unmute yourself.
I mean,
Guys. Oh, okay. I dropped the link in there, and thank you guys once again. I appreciate your time coming out. Please join us next quarter. Look for this on YouTube. Follow on YouTube as well, and we'll put this out, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Dr. Chayo. Yes, yes.
Good night, everybody. Candace, don't
Good
forget me.
night.
Don't forget to give me the YouTube. I wanna see all of this on YouTube. Are these recorded and put on YouTube?
Yes,
Yes.
they are. Yes,
Oh, that's great. Okay, I can catch up over the last year, right?
yes,
So
yes.
definitely get me those YouTube links. And I
Okay.
love that Dr. Kevin and wife. Is that your wife? Is that your wife? Wonderful. Bless Jesus. Isn't that good? But I like that stuff because you're absolutely right. It's all about what they see. It's about what they see in education. Yeah, they don't listen to much, but they definitely will do what you do.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. I love that. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I guess we'll link up later. I love it. I love it. It was a pleasure meeting everybody. I'm going to take something and go back to sleep. All right. Night
Thank
night.
you. Thank
All
Night,
you.
right.
night.
Night night.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Chayo, for coming. I'm gonna stop recording. Give me 1 second.